Welcome to Stroke, the art of mental stimulation, where we touch subjects at depths that most people aren't willing to go. We keep it really raw and honest. We don't hold back. You know, whatever comes up, comes out. When I speak, I let God touch my heart. You know, whatever message he wants to come through me, that's what I try to put out. We try to touch on everyday situations from a healing and spiritual perspective. You know, we all go through things, and sometimes it's just good to know that other people go through it as well. And who knows, you may hear something on here that, you know, allow you to look at something from a different point of view. You know, find that space to give you comfort, or, you know, find that space to give you peace, because sometimes that's all we need. So, you know, I'm here with you today. For those of you who have been along and have enjoyed this Stroke experience, and for those of you who just joined us, I just want to say to you guys, you already know what's about to happen to you. It's time to get stroked up. And of course, today, you got D-Luv on the mic with you. Oh, man, thank you. You guys are too much, man. Thank you. I don't deserve all that. You got D-Luv on the mic with you today, man. And we about to hit this topic, man. Go along on this journey. Before we get started, I want to say my brother Stro, man. Love my brother to death, man. He has decided to take a hiatus from the podcasting business. You know, he has some things he want to work on, some things he want to take care of. You know, we all have our own journey. You know, who knows what a journey may lead or whatever. So, you know, you might not hear my brother sitting here right here beside me for a while, but, you know, the journey must go on, man. You know, that's a part of life. But I do want to say that, you know, because we always say, you know, we're going to always be honest. We're going to always be transparent. So, you know, I'm going to stay true to that. When I first found out, I was upset. Man. I was upset. I felt some type of way. I voiced the way I felt. The delivery of the way I voiced the way I felt, it wasn't good. It wasn't this sultry voice you hear on this mic right now, I'll tell you that, man. So, you know, I really felt some type of way. You know, I love my brother. This is our journey. You know, I like to have him sitting right here beside me. But one thing about it is, you know, we can always hold it down. You know, we can always hold it down, especially for family or whatever. You know, we're going to always hold it down for each other or whatever. So, you know, no matter how long it take for him to figure out what he has to figure out or endure the part of the journey he has to endure, you know, I love you. I'm right here or whatever, man. And, you know, I always support you no matter what. And we started this together. So, you know, at any moment, you already know what to do. But I just want to tell you guys, man, I was not happy about it. So, you know, I was feeling very low vibrational. I was feeling some type of way. And, you know, I came home one day and I called my sister. You guys may hear me refer to my sister a lot. You know, that's like my lifeline. You'll think we're twins or something like that. You know, we have that type of bond. So, you know, I called her, didn't say what was wrong with me or whatever, but she usually can tell something is wrong. You know, I'm like, you don't want to come see your sister? And she's like, you know, you know, I'll come see you tomorrow or whatever. You know, she had something going on that day. And I was like, no, don't worry about it. You know, you don't have to come. And she was like, no, I'm coming or whatever. So, I hung up and I went and sat back on my back balcony. I sat on that balcony. I was sitting out there and I was feeling that low vibrational energy coming about again, feeling some type of way. And I'm sitting there and a small voice came. And that voice said, you asked for this. And it kept repeating in my head. It said, you asked for this. And then it was followed by a vision of years ago when I was at one of the lowest points in my life. And I remember sitting there and I remember praying to God. You know, $10 was probably hard for me to come by. I'm praying to God. I'm like, God, just, you know, put me in a position to one day fulfill my purpose. God, I said, God, just put me in a position where I am financially where I want to be, you know. And I was praying. I prayed hard and I prayed every day. And I was steadfast and I believed. And, you know, I never give up on God. You know, I'm always looking towards him no matter what adversity I'm faced. But I still feel the things that I feel, you know. So I'm saying these things, man. Then I look up back on my balcony. Another voice came in my head. It said, I never said it was going to be easy. It said, I never said it was going to be easy. And for some reason, out of the blue, I'm feeling like this, you know, this heavy, heavy, heavy energy. Out of the blue, it was lifted. Like instantly. It was lifted. And it all came full-fledged, man. It all came to the forefront. And it was like, I did ask for this. And what I asked for is happening right now. I'm here. And, we all have our journeys, and adversity is a part of our journey. I mean, that's a part of it. Good, bad, whatever. And once we realize that, all of this is a part of the journey and we accept that, man, we live life so much more freely, man. The anger left me, the sadness, everything left me. And I was happy and I was filled with energy. And I started praising and thanking God, man. And, we have to take the time to do that. A lot of times we are moving so fast in life that we don't stop to hear God's voice. We pray to God. We pray to God. And, he gives us the answers. And probably as fast as, I got my answer, man, that was quick. And I realized the more in tune you are with God, the faster you can hear that voice. You clear all that noise, the faster you hear that voice. Because I remember it was a time when I used to pray, and it used to feel like it took forever, for some type of comfort or some type of answer. But the fact that it was lifted so quickly, that means God's saying you got work to do. I put you here, it's time. You have work to do, Who knows where paths lead or where paths go. But right now, this is where you're supposed to be, and this is what you're supposed to be doing. So he was like, focus, and he lifted it. And I don't have that feeling no more at all. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. I've been in a creative spirit, man. I've been feeling great. I've been feeling good, man. And that's what we have to realize, man. A journey, who said it's going to be straight? It's going to be twists and turns and paths you ain't know about, and roadblocks that stop in front of your way. And who knows, whoever path that you're alongside or you think you're alongside, who knows, that path probably come together again or whatever. It can come together tomorrow, next week, 10 years from now, 2 months from now. So we just never know. So we really have to live this life and enjoy the process. We get caught up in the destination, but it's really all about the process, the process of getting there. And I had a lady, I don't know if I was on social media or something like that, but she was saying she likes to go hiking. She goes hiking with her family or whatever. And, she'll look at the mountaintop and it just seems so far away. And she said she used to want to cry and she used to want to quit. And it used to be super hard. And then one day she realized, stop looking at that mountaintop and actually enjoy the journey along the way. And she said she actually enjoyed her family, her husband, her kids. They spend time together. She enjoyed the sights they saw along the journey when they stopped on the hike. She said they enjoyed the conversation, the company. She said they discovered things that you probably would never discover or whatever. She's like, they actually had a chance to see 2 bears sleeping up in a tree up high. I would have been scared. I ain't gonna lie. I see 2 bears in a tree up high. That's a wrap for me. I don't even want to be in an environment where that could happen. But, for her, that was a good thing. You got certain people that's for, and I'm not one of them. But, the moral of the story is she was like, she enjoyed the process. And, the more she walked and the more she focused on what was around her in that moment and not where she was trying to go, she said the closer she got to where she was supposed to be. And when she actually made it to the top of that mountaintop, oh my God, she felt like Rocky. She felt like she really accomplished something. She was happy. She had all the memories to look back on. So that's kind of, how we have to look at life, man. Stop focusing on the end game. Focus on the moment. Focus on today. Enjoy the process. The process is where it's at, man. And then, when you look up, you're going to be so much more further than you even thought you could go. First and foremost, man, this episode is about truth, man. The God, honest truth. It shall set you free. The God, honest truth. And, when you're living in your truth, I think the biggest thing that we have to get rid of in every situation is the ego. The ego, man. That ego does not serve us well. Because a lot of times that ego is what, stop us or get in the way of a lot of things. So, I think there's no space for ego when it comes to love. When it comes to love, there's no ego in it, no pride or anything. So, once we get rid of that ego, we can truly live in our truth, man. You got to live for yourself. Be you, man. Live in this world and just try to be authentically you. You'll be, so much more free. You'll be peaceful. A lot of times we try to live our life for other people. We scale back on who we really are. We think we could be too much. Maybe they can't handle who we really are. So we hold back. And that's in jobs and love and whatever. So our goal is to try to be that spirit within, who we truly are. And once you align that spirit within with your reality, and, they go hand in hand, that's when you live a much more peaceful life, man. Live your truth no matter what it is. And I also realize living your truth, that doesn't mean be happy all the time. If you're sad, be sad. Don't walk around pretending like you're happy or pretending like nothing's going on because, that's causing turmoil within you. You're unsettled. So whatever you are, be that. I'm learning myself because I can be highly emotional. I'm learning that, we just have to go through it, man. You have these emotions, feel them, accept them. They are what they are, but you can't let them consume you. Process it real quick. Acknowledge I'm sad. And then go about your day, man. Go about your day. Because once you get engulfed in those things, it holds you at bay, and we're stagnant, and we're not moving on. So no matter these situations that you're in, man, live in your truth. And most of the time, we always know what the truth is. Whether it be situations, whether it be people, whatever, we always know what has to happen. But for some kind of way, we get this allegiance or loyalty to people and situations, and, we want to hold on, and we want to be there, and all this type of stuff. I mean, that's not our job. They're on their journey as well, and who knows? God speaks to more than just us. You live life, and if you're really in tune to God, sometimes you'll think, you're special. God just, right there in your life, in your ear. And that other person's journey, who knows, man? God could have told them to make the move they made. God could tell them to go down another path that they went down. They might have broken your heart or whatever, and you wonder why did they do it. God might have instructed them. Who knows? A lot of times God has told me things to do, and I did not want to do them, man. When I tell you it hurt to do it, oh, my God. I did not want to do it. I didn't see no reason for doing it. And the more and more and more that you sit there and you try not to do whatever God is instructing you to do, he really does cause you more pain. He causes you more pain when you have no choice but to do what he tells you to do. So, we got to start to learn to listen to that voice, get in tune and move a little bit faster. I've been moving a lot faster. When God tells me to do something, I do it. And sometimes it causes a lot of conflict or whatever, but, just like God speaks to us, he could be speaking to another because we're all on a different journey, man. You might want to grasp onto someone and say, hey, you're part of this. God has other plans, man. And most times, not most times, all times, he has a better plan than we have for ourselves. Now, we hold on to something that we think is big, when in actuality, for what God has for us, is super small. Super small, man. And you ever notice when you get past some of those situations and, time passes and you realize where you're at and you're like, wow, I never thought I'd be here. I never thought I'd be okay. And the entire time, that's what he had in store for you. And most of the pain that was caused was because of you. So start choosing yourself. We got to start choosing ourselves, living our life, living our truth. Be happy, man. Be happy. Not all the time be happy, but be happy with where you are and be happy with who you are, and get closer and closer to the step of being able to be that on a day-to-day basis. So whatever you have to remove out of your life to accomplish that, it's going to be hard. But I promise you, it'll be even harder to leave it there. Whatever you have to move out of your life to get on the path to being that, to living in your truth, and, being more spiritually aligned with yourself, oh, my God, man. You better do it sooner than later, man, because you'll cause a little more hurt and a little more heartbreak and a little more problems not to. All right, so, let's figure out what it takes. Who are we? What does it mean to live in our truth? Sometimes we lose sight of that as well. We get so caught into other situations and people that we can lose sight of who we are altogether. Anybody ever been in a relationship and, you love this person and your goal was just to make them happy. Just make them happy. I want to be this. I want to serve. The Bible said I'm supposed to play this role and I'm supposed to do this. And everything in you, it seems like it's focused more on that person than yourself. It's focused more on that person than yourself. You start to attune yourself to, what this person wants and what this person needs, and you lose sight of who you really are. And then when situations happen and you come out of those situations, you find yourself having a harder time of getting back to who you were. So, take some time for you. Breathe. A moment of silence. And when I say silence, I mean get there, clear out all the thoughts about everything going on in your life for a moment. Just take a time for you. I'm talking about take out all the thoughts about your kids and what you want to be to them and what you want them to accomplish, your loved ones, your family. Just sit there and just go blank. Sit there, go blank, have a blank slate, and watch what fills your spirit, what fills your mind, and what fills your heart. it echoes inside of you, you know, what you really are and what you really need and what you're put here to accomplish. You know, let's get on the path of fulfilling these purposes. And I talk about that a lot. I know y'all probably say I'm repetitive, but that's what I'm all about, man. I'm all about aligning yourself with yourself so you can know what you truly need to be fulfilled. And, you know, once you figure out what that purpose is, you know, that thing that'll make you happy effortlessly, I mean, it's just in you. And what your purpose in this world is, oh, my God, life is so much more freeing. And I'm an advocate for, you know, ownership, you know, owning your gift, you know, taking your purpose and turning it into something bigger or turning it into something. You know, everybody doesn't have a purpose for something on a large scale. So, you know, I'm not taking any merit from any of that. But whatever it is, man, let's do it. Let's be happy. Let's put you first, no matter what. If you're living for other people, I don't care in what avenue that is, man. You know, get out of that. Get out of that because they're living their life. They're happy. And, you know, you don't want to die knowing that, you know, everything that you are, every part of you, you know, it never got a chance to experience life, you know, on this side before we perish away from here. We all have a job. So, you know, let's do it. Let's live with love. Let's laugh. Let's uplift. Let's be peaceful. Man, let's be peaceful. I always talk about when you get in those situations where you're feeling that dark energy and everything's weighing down on you, sometimes in order to get to your truth, sometimes you need a little bit more than yourself. You know, so don't be afraid to seek help. I got last week on Friday on my Vibe for 5, I told you guys I started back seeing my therapist. I mean, she's great. And she challenges me and she makes me do things I don't want to do. Like this weekend, I had to, I had to face something from my past. You know, she told me, she was like, you're okay now, but that inner child and that teenage child within you still needs answers. And I'm like, no, I'm cool, whatever. So, you know, she made me go back and, you know, I had to go back and speak to a person and the conversation was hard. It took me all week. You know, I had to get the nerves up to do it because, you know, me and the person, we're okay now. We're okay now. So I'm like, what's the point of talking to him now? We're good. It's like, no, the adult you is good, but the child you still needs answer. The child you still needs to be healed. You know, so I did it. I had that conversation, and oh, my God. Whew. If you guys know how light I feel, how great I feel, how authentically me I feel, it was a sense of release. You know, I really need to hear it. And the crazy part is the entire conversation probably lasted an hour. And I spent all those years of my life, you know, thinking about it, always bringing it up in the past. And it took an hour to clear that up. So a lot of times, man, communication, talk. We got to stop holding back. Stop being afraid. Stop letting ego get in the way. Because it took an hour conversation for me to heal a lifetime full of pain. And I'm not saying that's the case for everybody, but it's definitely a start. You know, even if when you speak to the person, you don't get the answers you want, you know, even just getting it off your chest, you know, just talking to them, you know, getting it off, man, it'll help you a lot. But, man, I had a sense of release. All the answers I needed were answered. And she said that I feel much more whole, you know, much more me after the conversation because no longer would there ever be an excuse for anything. No longer, you know, when I bring that up now and my head goes back to the past, that situation, that conversation automatically pops up. You know, it pops up immediately. So I'm like, man, I feel great, man. So you guys can get ready. Shit, it's up from here. I promise you it's up from here, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to live. I felt a little more vulnerable after the conversation, you know. You know, I'm a little hard and got these walls up. I felt a little more ready to live, man, ready to put me out there, you know, ready to be D-Luv, man. So, you know, I'm happy. You probably can hear the smile in my voice. Man, it was such a sense of relief. And, like, everybody I meet in every situation I'm in, I've always brought that past story up. And now I have a new story. You know, it's time we rewrite these narratives and, you know, we be happy. And we're honest with ourselves. And we're honest with people. And that's all that matters, man. Release yourself. That's all it is a sense of relief. Release. Release yourself, man. Let all that go and walk this earth as you. No expectations. Just listening to God's voice. Let him guide you. He'll get you to where you want to go, man. And I don't want to hold you long, especially with me over here by myself, man. I'm not going to talk to you guys 30 minutes. You might find this a lot, man. It's going to be good, straight to the point, whatever. I also want to say, the STROK'D experience, whoever wants to join the STROK'D experience, send a DM. You know, send a DM to the inbox. I'm going to put a flyer out soon. We have remote equipment, too. So you don't have to be right here physically. I have it where remotely You know, I can call in to you. We can get on the mic and we can do this, you know, see what you got. And you can be anonymous if you want, but let's touch on these different subjects, man. So, yeah, let's hop on there, hit the DM. If you don't follow us on social media, it's at Stroked, STROK'D _ the podcast, at Stroked, STROK'D _ the podcast. And if you want to hit us up in the email, too, it's the same thing. It's Stroked, the podcast at gmail.com, Stroked, STROK'D, the podcast at gmail.com. Hit me up, man. Speaking engagements, whatever, man. You know, I've been getting more people hitting me up about them now. You know, that's what I want. Me and my brother's dream is to hit that stage, bro. That's all I want. So, you know, hit us up, man. You know, I'm ready. Let's do it, man. The Strok'd experience, let's do some healing, man. Let's fulfill these purposes. And most importantly, let's live in our truth, man. And if you guys don't know what just happened to you, you just got stroked up. Bye.